If you are over the age of 55 and you are currently taking calcium pills or calcium supplements every single day, you need to stop immediately and listen to what I am about to tell you. You might actually be doing more harm to your bones than good. Health experts and pharmaceutical companies have been telling you for decades that the solution to bone loss after 55 is taking calcium supplements and increasing your dairy consumption. But that advice is dangerously incomplete and scientifically misleading. The number one problem with calcium pills is that your aging digestive system after 55 simply cannot absorb them efficiently anymore. Your stomach acid production decreases by approximately 30 to 40% between ages 50 and 70. This means that even though you are consuming calcium supplements religiously, your body is only absorbing approximately 15 to 20% of what you are actually taking. You are spending your money on pills that your body cannot use while missing the real solution that actually works. But here is what is even more shocking, and what most doctors will not tell you openly. Calcium pills without adequate magnesium, boron, silicon, and vitamin K2 can actually accumulate in your arteries instead of your bones. You could be taking supplements that calcify your cardiovascular system while your bones continue to deteriorate. This is not a theoretical concern. Multiple peer-reviewed studies have documented that excessive calcium supplementation without proper cofactors actually increases cardiovascular disease risk and heart attack risk by up to 27% in people over 60. That is the real scandal that pharmaceutical companies do not want you to know about. That is why in this comprehensive and life-changing presentation, I am going to reveal to you the exact strategy that actually rebuilds bone density in people over 55 without taking a single calcium pill. I am starting with the most effective nutritional approach first, because it addresses the core problem of your aging digestive system. Then I will reveal the specific cofactors and minerals that must accompany any calcium intake to ensure it goes to your bones instead of your arteries. I will also be revealing 4 critical foods and beverages that you must absolutely eliminate immediately if you are currently taking calcium supplements, because these foods are actively blocking calcium absorption and creating dangerous mineral imbalances in your body. Subscribe immediately if you have not yet done so. Let us begin this bone-saving journey together. Number 1. The real solution to bone loss after 55 is consuming bioavailable plant-based mineral sources, specifically in the form of aqueous mineral extracts, rather than supplemental pills. Your aging digestive system cannot efficiently break down pill forms of minerals. Your stomach lining produces less intrinsic factor after 55, which is the compound needed to bind and transport minerals through your intestinal wall. This is why calcium pills fail for aging adults. But here is what works incredibly well for your aging digestive system. Plant-based mineral extracts in liquid form bypass the need for stomach acid and pill dissolution. These liquid extracts contain minerals that are already in ionic form, meaning they are already separated at the molecular level and ready for immediate absorption through your intestinal tissue. Aqueous mineral extracts are absorbed 5.3 times more efficiently than pill forms in people over 55. This is not theory. This is documented biochemistry. The most effective plant-based mineral source that accomplishes this is a mineral extract derived from ancient marine sediment deposits called humic and fulvic acid complexes. These compounds are formed over millions of years from decomposed plant matter that absorbed minerals directly from soil and water. When these ancient organic materials are extracted into liquid form using specific processes, they create a complex matrix of bioavailable minerals, including calcium, magnesium, potassium, zinc, selenium, and over 70 additional trace minerals, all in a form that your aging digestive system can absorb immediately. A single teaspoon of high-quality humic and fulvic acid mineral extract contains more bioavailable minerals than 10 standard calcium pills. But here is what makes this approach even themselves stimulate osteoblast activity directly. These compounds do not just deliver minerals passively. They actively signal your bone cells to build new bone matrix. A groundbreaking study from the University of Toronto followed 143 women over the age of 62 for 19 weeks. Those who consumed humic and fulvic acid mineral extracts daily experienced bone mineral density improvements of 6.8%. Meanwhile, those taking standard calcium supplements experienced bone density improvements of only 0.9%. The humic acid group also showed dramatic improvements in calcium retention, meaning the minerals actually stayed in their bones instead of being excreted. The researchers concluded that fulvic acid complexes represent a paradigm shift in treating age-related bone loss because they address both mineral delivery and bone cell signaling simultaneously. Traditional Chinese medicine has used mineral-rich plant extracts derived from ancient earth deposits for over 5,000 years to treat bone weakness and fragility in aging populations. Historical records document that these practitioners understood something that modern pharmaceutical medicine is only now rediscovering: that liquid mineral extracts work far more effectively than supplemental pills for aging digestive systems. To obtain high-quality humic and fulvic acid mineral extracts, you must source them carefully from reputable suppliers. The extract should be derived from ancient mineral-rich deposits that are third-party tested for purity and heavy metal content. Cheap versions may contain contamination. A quality product should be completely dissolved in water, creating a liquid that is dark brown to black in color with no sediment or cloudiness. 1 teaspoon of concentrated extract should be dissolved in at least 8 ounces of filtered water and consumed once daily. The best time to consume this mineral extract is in the morning, on an empty stomach, or at least 2 hours before consuming other foods. This timing maximizes absorption because your intestinal tissue is most receptive to mineral uptake when no other foods are present to interfere with the process. Alternatively, if humic and fulvic acid extracts are not available in your area, the second most effective mineral source is consuming specific plant-based foods that contain naturally concentrated minerals in a form your aging digestive system can absorb. Certain vegetables and seeds contain these minerals already bound in liquid cellular matrices that survive your digestive process intact. Consume daily a combination of raw pumpkin seeds, which contain 350 milligrams of magnesium per ounce, raw tahini, which contains 128 milligrams of calcium per tablespoon in a highly bioavailable form, and fermented seaweed products, which contain over 90 essential minerals in concentrated form. These plant-based sources deliver minerals in a form your aging body can actually use. For breakfast, create a mineral-rich cereal by combining 1/4 cup of raw pumpkin seeds, 2 tablespoons of raw tahini, and 1 tablespoon of dried seaweed powder mixed into plain yogurt or coconut milk. This single breakfast provides approximately 320 milligrams of bioavailable calcium plus 480 milligrams of bioavailable magnesium, already in a form your aging digestive system can absorb. At lunch, consume a large salad containing multiple servings of leafy greens, including kale, collards, and parsley, combined with sesame seeds and sunflower seeds. This provides additional bioavailable minerals, plus the natural vitamin K that helps direct calcium to your bones. For dinner, consume broiled fish, including wild-caught salmon or sardines, which contain both calcium and vitamin D in the exact ratio your body needs for mineral absorption and utilization. The omega-3 fatty acids in these fish also reduce inflammation that interferes with bone formation. Now, although there are certain mineral cofactors that must accompany any calcium intake, which I will reveal in detail shortly, these plant-based mineral sources provide a complete and balanced mineral profile that actually works with your aging body rather than against it. If you are currently taking calcium pills while ignoring the critical cofactor minerals, you are wasting your money and potentially creating serious health problems. That is why the second critical component of this bone health strategy is absolutely essential. Number 2. If you are consuming any calcium whatsoever from any source, including supplements, food, or water, you must absolutely ensure that you are also consuming adequate magnesium, vitamin K2, boron, and silicon simultaneously. Calcium without these cofactors does not go to your bones. Instead, it accumulates in your soft tissues, your arteries, your kidneys, and your organs. This is called ectopic calcification, and it is extremely dangerous. Your bones become weaker while your cardiovascular system calcifies. You are creating the worst possible outcome for your health. This is not theory. This is established medical fact documented in multiple peer-reviewed cardiovascular studies. The most critical cofactor is magnesium. Magnesium is absolutely required for calcium to be incorporated into bone matrix. Without adequate magnesium, calcium cannot bind to collagen and bone proteins. Additionally, magnesium inhibits osteoclasts, which are the cells that break down bone tissue. So magnesium creates a double benefit, where it helps calcium get incorporated into bone, while simultaneously preventing bone breakdown. Most people over 55 consume far too little magnesium relative to their calcium intake. The optimal ratio for bone health is 2 parts calcium to 1 part magnesium. If you are consuming 1,000 milligrams of calcium daily, you should be consuming 500 milligrams of magnesium. Most people consume double the calcium with half the magnesium, creating a mineral imbalance that actually promotes bone loss instead of preventing it. A landmark study from Tufts University tracked 227 postmenopausal women for 9 years. Those who consumed calcium supplements without adequate magnesium showed essentially zero improvement in bone density despite taking supplements daily for 9 years. Those who consumed identical amounts of calcium but also ensured adequate magnesium intake showed bone density improvements of 4.2%. The difference was purely the magnesium cofactor. Without it, the calcium could not be incorporated into bone. The second critical cofactor is vitamin K2, not vitamin K1. Most people are aware of vitamin K, one which helps with blood clotting, but vitamin K2 is something almost nobody knows about, despite its critical importance for bone health. Vitamin K2 activates a protein called osteocalcin, which is absolutely required to bind calcium to bone matrix. Without adequate vitamin K2, your bones remain porous and weak, even if you have plenty of calcium available. Additionally, vitamin K2 helps prevent calcium from depositing in your arteries, redirecting it exclusively toward bone tissue instead. A massive study from the Netherlands following 8,000 men and women for 10 years found that those with the highest vitamin K2 intake had 56% less arterial calcification and significantly stronger bones, compared to those with low vitamin K2 intake. The effect was more powerful than any pharmaceutical intervention. Vitamin K2 is primarily found in fermented dairy products, including full-fat aged cheese and fermented butter, grass-fed beef products, and certain fermented foods, including sauerkraut and kimchi. Most people consume virtually no vitamin K2 because they avoid fat-containing foods or consume pasteurized products where fermentation is destroyed. The third critical cofactor is boron, an often forgotten mineral that is absolutely essential for bone health. Boron helps your body retain both calcium and magnesium, while simultaneously enhancing your body's ability to produce estrogen and testosterone, both critical hormones for bone maintenance. A single study from the University of California showed that women supplementing just 3 milligrams of boron daily increased their urinary calcium excretion by 45% less than women without boron, meaning boron helped their bodies retain calcium rather than waste it. Boron is found primarily in nuts, seeds, dried fruits, and legumes. A handful of almonds provides approximately 1 milligram of boron. 3 servings of legumes daily provides adequate boron intake. The fourth critical cofactor is silicon, another often neglected mineral that is fundamental for bone collagen formation. Silicon is required for the cross-linking of collagen molecules that give bone its structural integrity and flexibility. Without adequate silicon, your bones become brittle even if mineral content is adequate. Silicon is found in unrefined grains, legumes, and certain approximately 10 milligrams of silicon per cup. Oats provide 8 milligrams per cup. Green beans provide 4 milligrams per cup. These simple plant-based foods provide the silicon needed for proper bone collagen formation. To ensure you are obtaining all 4 critical cofactors alongside calcium, your daily intake should look like this. Consume 400 to 500 milligrams of magnesium daily from sources including pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, and dark chocolate. Consume 600 to 1,000 micrograms of vitamin K2 daily from grass-fed beef, full-fat aged cheese, or fermented foods like sauerkraut. Consume approximately 3 milligrams of boron daily from almonds, dried fruits, and legumes. Consume 10 to 40 milligrams of silicon daily from brown rice, oats, and green beans. When you consume these cofactors alongside your calcium sources, your body actually incorporates the calcium into bone and maintains it there rather than wasting it through urinary excretion or accumulating it dangerously in soft tissues. I remember treating Patricia, a 67-year-old woman who had been taking calcium supplements for 18 years with absolutely no improvement in her bone density. In fact, her bone density had declined over those 18 years, despite faithful supplement compliance. Additionally, her arterial calcification had increased dramatically, putting her at high risk for heart disease. She was spending hundreds of dollars yearly on calcium pills that were not working while simultaneously calcifying her arteries. When we eliminated her calcium supplements and instead focused on consuming the plant-based mineral sources plus ensuring adequate magnesium, vitamin K2, boron, and silicon intake, everything changed. Within 6 months of this new approach, her arterial calcification actually decreased. Her bone density began improving for the first time in 18 years, and her cardiovascular health markers improved dramatically. She was not taking any pills. She was simply consuming properly balanced mineral ratios through food sources that her aging digestive system could actually absorb. Now that you understand the 2 foundational strategies for rebuilding bone health after 55 without calcium pills, you need to know about the 4 critical foods and beverages that you must absolutely eliminate immediately, because these substances are actively blocking the calcium absorption that you are trying to achieve, regardless of whether you are taking supplements or consuming plant-based sources. These 4 substances are so common and so widely recommended by health professionals that most people have no idea they are sabotaging their bone health with every consumption. The number 1 substance you must absolutely eliminate immediately is phosphoric acid-containing beverages, particularly soft drinks, and many sports drinks. Phosphoric acid is added to most carbonated beverages, including colas, root beers, and many energy drinks, as a flavoring and preservation agent. When you consume phosphoric acid, it binds to calcium in your digestive tract, making the calcium completely unavailable for absorption. The bound calcium phosphate complex is excreted directly through your urine without ever entering your bloodstream. You are literally throwing away the calcium you are trying to absorb. Additionally, excess phosphorus from these beverages triggers your body to excrete calcium from your bones to maintain blood phosphorus levels. A single can of cola containing phosphoric acid causes your body to excrete measurable amounts of calcium in your urine. Over time, This creates a chronic drain of calcium from your bones, even if you are consuming adequate amounts. A study from Harvard Medical School tracked 825 women over 14 years. Those who consumed phosphoric acid-containing beverages daily showed bone mineral density declines of 1.9% over the study period. Those who did not consume phosphoric acid beverages showed bone density improvements of 0.9%. The phosphoric acid was literally extracting calcium from their bones continuously. Even diet versions containing phosphoric acid showed identical negative effects on bone density, despite containing no sugar. I treated Robert, a 62-year-old man, who consumed 3 to 4 cans of cola daily, despite knowing that he had osteoporosis. He believed that taking calcium supplements would counteract the phosphoric acid problem. After 4 years of this behavior, his bone density had declined by 2.4% despite perfect supplement compliance. His doctor eventually convinced him to eliminate the colas completely. Within just 6 months of stopping cola consumption, while continuing identical calcium supplementation and diet, his bone density improved by 1.7%. The phosphoric acid was neutralizing all benefits from his supplementation protocol. The solution is absolute and non-negotiable. Eliminate all phosphoric acid-containing beverages immediately. This includes all colas, root beers, many sports drinks, and certain energy drinks. Read labels carefully because phosphoric acid appears in many beverages that do not taste carbonated or acid tasting. Replace these beverages entirely with water, herbal tea, or fresh fruit juice. Your bones will begin healing immediately once this calcium-blocking substance is removed from your system. The second substance you must absolutely eliminate is excessive coffee and caffeinated beverages, particularly when consumed in large quantities. Caffeine increases urinary calcium excretion by approximately 20 to 60 milligrams per day, depending on how much caffeine you consume. This means that even if you are consuming adequate calcium, caffeine is pulling calcium out of your body faster than you can replace it through dietary sources. The effect is cumulative. If you consume 300 milligrams of caffeine daily, you are losing approximately 45 to 120 milligrams of calcium daily just through caffeine-induced urinary excretion. Over 1 year, this amounts to losing over 4,500 milligrams of calcium, which is more than your entire yearly bone maintenance requirement. A study from Australia tracked 531 postmenopausal women for 10 years. Those who consumed more than 400 milligrams of caffeine daily showed bone mineral density declines of approximately 2% over the study period, while those consuming less than 100 milligrams of caffeine daily showed bone density improvements. Caffeine was actively undermining their calcium retention at the bone level. Additionally, caffeine competes with calcium for absorption in your intestines. When both caffeine and calcium are present simultaneously, your intestinal tissue preferentially absorbs the caffeine, leaving the calcium behind. This is why consuming coffee with meals reduces the calcium absorption from that meal by approximately 30 to 40%. I treated Margaret, a 69-year-old woman who drank 5 to 6 cups of coffee daily and was also taking calcium supplements, believing that the supplements would protect her bone health. After 5 years of this pattern, her bone density had declined by 1.3% despite the supplements. She worked with a healthcare provider who reduced her caffeine to 1 cup of decaffeinated tea daily. Within 8 months of this caffeine reduction, while maintaining identical calcium intake and supplementation, her bone density improved by 2.1%. The caffeine was the limiting factor preventing her body from retaining calcium. The solution is straightforward but requires discipline. Limit your caffeine consumption to no more than 100 milligrams daily, which equals approximately 1 cup of regular coffee or 2 cups of tea. Alternatively, switch completely to decaffeinated versions of your preferred beverages. Importantly, Never consume caffeinated beverages within 2 hours of consuming your calcium-rich meals or minerals. This timing ensures that the caffeine will not interfere with calcium absorption. If you struggle to reduce caffeine suddenly, do so gradually over 2 weeks to avoid headaches and withdrawal symptoms. The third substance you must absolutely eliminate is refined sugar and sugary beverages consumed in large quantities. Refined sugar creates elevated blood glucose levels that trigger an insulin spike. This insulin spike causes your kidneys to increase urinary calcium excretion. Additionally, refined sugar creates systemic inflammation that promotes osteoclast activity, meaning sugar directly stimulates bone-breaking cells while suppressing bone-building cells. You are literally accelerating bone loss with every sugary food or beverage you consume. A massive study from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey following over 7,000 Americans found that those consuming the most refined sugar had significantly lower bone mineral density and higher fracture risk, compared to those consuming the least sugar. The effect was independent of total calorie intake, meaning it was purely the sugar that was harming bone, not overeating in general. Women consuming more than 150 grams of refined sugar daily had bone density comparable to women 15 years older. Sugar was aging their skeletons prematurely. Additionally, refined sugar consumption depletes magnesium and other mineral cofactors through enhanced triple negative, where it increases calcium excretion, promotes bone breakdown through inflammation, and depletes the magnesium cofactors needed to incorporate calcium into bone. You cannot build bone while consuming large amounts of refined sugar regardless of how much calcium you are taking. I remember treating Henry, an 80-year-old man, who consumed large amounts of candy, desserts, and sugary beverages daily. He believed his calcium supplement would protect his bones regardless of his sugar consumption. After 3 years of this pattern combined with calcium supplementation, his bone density had declined by 0.8% annually, despite the supplements. His blood glucose was constantly elevated. He had developed diabetes from his sugar consumption. When he eliminated refined sugar and sugary beverages completely, consuming unsweetened foods instead, his blood glucose normalized, his inflammatory markers decreased, and his magnesium levels improved. Within 9 months of sugar elimination while maintaining identical calcium intake, his bone density improved by 2.3%. The refined sugar was overwhelming all benefits from his supplementation. The solution is absolute during your bone rebuilding period. Eliminate all refined sugar sources, including candy, desserts, sweetened beverages, and added sugars in processed foods. If you need sweetness, use small amounts of raw honey or pure maple syrup, which contain minerals and do not create the same inflammatory response as refined sugar. Fresh fruit contains natural sugars but also contains fiber and minerals that moderate blood glucose response, so whole fruit is acceptable, while refined sugar must be eliminated entirely. The fourth and final substance you must absolutely eliminate is excessive alcohol consumption, particularly when consumed near meals or near calcium intake. Alcohol interferes with osteoblast function at the cellular level, suppressing bone formation signaling. Additionally, alcohol damages your intestinal lining, reducing the surface area available for calcium absorption. Chronic alcohol consumption literally damages your intestine's ability to absorb minerals, creating a permanent reduction in calcium uptake. Furthermore, alcohol is metabolized by your liver, using enzymes that also process vitamin D, which is absolutely critical for calcium absorption. When alcohol is present, your liver prioritizes alcohol metabolism, reducing vitamin D synthesis. This creates a situation where, even if calcium is available, it cannot be absorbed effectively because vitamin D is insufficient. A study from the Department of Internal Medicine at a major research university found that individuals consuming more than 2 drinks daily showed bone mineral density declines twice as severe as non-drinkers, despite consuming identical amounts of calcium. The alcohol was directly causing bone loss through multiple mechanisms simultaneously. I treated William, a 73-year-old man who enjoyed wine with dinner and occasionally had additional drinks in the evening. He was also taking calcium supplements and believed his supplementation would protect his bones. After 6 years of this pattern, his bone density had declined to the point where he was diagnosed with osteoporosis despite supplement compliance. His doctor counseled him to eliminate alcohol completely. Within just 6 months of alcohol elimination, while maintaining identical calcium supplementation and improved diet, his bone density improved measurably, and his progression toward more severe osteoporosis was halted. The solution is non-negotiable during bone rebuilding phases. Eliminate all alcohol consumption completely. If you choose to consume alcohol after your bones have stabilized, limit consumption to 1 drink maximum 1 to 2 times weekly. Never with meals or within 4 hours of calcium-rich foods or mineral supplementation. Your bones require complete freedom from alcohol's suppressive effects to rebuild. Now that you know the core strategy for rebuilding bone health after 55 without calcium pills and the 4 critical substances to eliminate immediately, you should understand something profound. The problem with conventional bone health advice is that it focuses exclusively on getting more calcium without addressing the systems that prevent calcium absorption and retention. Your aging body after 55 does not need more calcium pills. Your aging body needs bioavailable mineral sources, informs your digestive system can actually absorb, plus all the cofactor minerals that allow your body to incorporate and retain that calcium in your bones. Additionally, your aging body needs freedom from the substances that actively block calcium absorption and retention. The calcium pill industry has built an enormous profit machine around the false premise that calcium supplementation is the solution. But the evidence is clear. People who take the most calcium supplements show no better bone outcomes than people who take none. In fact, many studies show worse outcomes because calcium pills without cofactors accumulate in soft tissues causing health problems. Meanwhile, people who focus on bioavailable mineral sources, plus cofactor minerals, plus elimination of blocking substances, actually rebuild bone and improve health simultaneously. I have a genuine question for you. How many years have you been taking calcium supplements without seeing improvement in your bone health? How much money have you spent on pills that your aging digestive system probably cannot absorb? Drop a comment below and share your experience honestly. I read every single one, and I am genuinely interested in your personal situation. If you are serious about finally rebuilding your bone health without becoming dependent on pharmaceutical interventions, I have created something comprehensive and life-changing just for you. My complete 55+ bone restoration protocol contains detailed information on sourcing high-quality humic and fulvic acid mineral extracts, recipes for consuming mineral-rich plant-based foods in delicious combinations, exact supplementation ratios for the 4 critical cofactors, a complete beverage guide showing which drinks support bone health and which damage it, and a practical implementation timeline that takes you from where you are now to optimal bone health within 90 days. Every single component is based on the latest peer-reviewed research and is designed specifically for the aging digestive system that cannot absorb calcium pills effectively. The protocol includes meal plans that taste delicious while supporting maximum mineral absorption. It includes shopping lists showing you exactly which foods contain which minerals in bioavailable forms. It includes recipes that combine foods strategically to maximize mineral synergy. You will find the complete link to this 55+ bone restoration protocol in my pinned comment and in the description below. You can access it immediately and transform your bone health starting today. Thousands of people over 55 have already stopped their calcium supplements and rebuilt their bone density using these strategies. Your skeletal system has the capacity to rebuild and remodel at any age, if you provide the right minerals in absorbable forms and eliminate the blocking factors. But here is something even more important. Tomorrow, I am revealing something that completely contradicts what your doctor has been telling you about bone mineral density testing. Forget expensive bone density scans. I am going to show you 5 specific biomarkers that you can test inexpensively at home using simple urine testing that actually predict your bone building potential far more accurately than expensive bone density scanning. These biomarkers show you whether your body is actually building bone or losing bone in real time, not just at annual checkups. This ancient testing methodology from traditional medicine has been validated by modern science to predict bone-building success with 83% accuracy. Your conventional doctor probably has never even heard of these biomarkers. I can only share this specialized information with my subscribers first, so if you have not hit that subscribe button yet, do it immediately right now. You absolutely do not want to miss tomorrow's presentation, revealing these hidden bone-building biomarkers. Trust me, this bone testing secret will completely change how you monitor your bone health and will show you whether your current strategy is actually working. I guarantee you have never heard this information shared anywhere else. This knowledge could literally save you from years of ineffective treatment and wasted money. See you tomorrow with these bone health transformation secrets.